My name is Sunde, as you can see on this first slide. I'm Swedish, Norwegian, Finnish, a mixture of everything, so you have to excuse me if I speak a bit weird. So in order to talk about my new project, which is called Flattr.com, I have to tell you a bit about my background. And that is that when I was 9 years old or so, I started with computers. I started with an Amiga, like everybody else, and in order to use that one, you had to copy things from everybody else. There was no programs available for free. There was no software at all available for free. It was just basically a computer with nothing if you didn't copy everything. And when you're 9 years old, you don't have a lot of money, so you can't go out and buy things. You don't think about the fact that you are actually copying things and doing something illegal. And we never talked about if that is a good or bad thing. We just did it anyhow. And now I'm a bit older, I understand that it's not bad to copy. It's something you have to do in order to learn, and you have to do it in order to evolve. My slide is not changing. It's almost the same anyhow. And when I became a bit older, I joined a Swedish organization called Piratbyrån. And Piratbyrån was a wordplay on the word Byrån, which was the Hollywood companies that formed a coalition against piracy on the internet. They said piracy is bad and we need to stop it. And they sent out press releases saying, you know, studies show that we made show that we're losing so and so much work. And the media just took all of this information and published it in newspapers as facts. They never did research, and we became quite upset. So what we did is that we copied their name and made it a bit better. So we took Anti-Piratbyrån and made Piratbyrån and just removed the anti and became the pro-copyright bureau or pro-piracy bureau. And we did lots of interesting projects. We started a small gala where we handed out prizes to the most efficient file-sharing networks. We handed out a prize to the best ISP in Sweden, which was caring about the customer's privacy and integrity and not giving out information about what you were actually doing on the internet. And we tried caring about the internet as a whole. We went out on 1st of May in Sweden and demonstrated and said that in order to have welfare today, it's not just that you need a decent wage, you need 100 megabits of internet. And today most people have that in Sweden, and we take full credit for it, as we usually do. And one of the projects that we started was the Pirate Bay. And I became the spokesperson for the Pirate Bay and have been that for over 6 years. And the Pirate Bay, for those who don't know it, is the world's largest file-sharing network ever. It's, I think, around Alexa 100. It's one of the 100 biggest websites in the world. When Pirate Bay is as effective as it can be, over half of all of the traffic flowing on the internet are peers that are actually finding each other using the Pirate Bay. So 50%, 48 to 50% is actually BitTorrent traffic from the Pirate Bay. That means that if Pirate Bay goes down, half of the internet disappears. And Pirate Bay has been 3 people working as a hobby project. So it's been a quite interesting thing. And all the time when we were building the Pirate Bay, we always got the question from all of the copyright organizations. So how can people make money? And how can we make money in the new economy? Because when people file share, they usually do it for free. And I found the question quite uninteresting, because the question was never about really how to give money to the artists. The question from the copyright organizations was always, how can we profit still? How can we keep control and keep the power over internet? How can we be on top? And when we were discussing this, they were never really interested in discussing better wages for artists, better deals for artists with the contracts with the record companies and so on. And I was more interested in how to actually give money to people that create things on the internet and give them out for free, because that is a human behavior. So why shouldn't bloggers make money on the internet? Why shouldn't photographers make money on the internet when they give out things for free? That is a much more interesting question and much more interesting than just helping record companies and movie companies. So I started Flattr in 2007 as a project, and it was just an idea that I try to form on how to actually give money on the way that the internet works. So how to share money between people. Because we have this information about how to share digital content from the Pirate Bay, but we never talked about how to actually share some other digital content, which is money. And Flattr became kind of this solution we have. So most people probably know Reddit, Dig, all of these social media sites. And Flattr has kind of imitated how they work. People find interesting content and they post a link on Dig or on Reddit, and it spreads like wildfire, and you can get these 11 million views on interesting videos. But there was no money incentive. There was no way to actually give a small piece of money to the person. So normal donations on the internet would usually be that you send $5 on PayPal or something like that. But that's not really how the internet works. You don't give out, small things. You share with everybody everything. So Flattr tries to solve this by instead having if everybody would have a Flattr account, you could actually go around in the internet, and if you find something, there will be a Flattr button next to it. And when you press it, we will remember that you've found this content very interesting. And in the end of the month, we will just see how much things you found. And you have a flat rate fee that you put into Flattr every month, let's say €2. And if you flattered 100 things in 1 month, we will just calculate how much, we'll give 1% each of the money to each of the things you liked. So the idea is to aggregate a lot of information and slice up money for this and give out to people. And this is something which is, instead of trying to change behavior, rather just use the behavior that people have today. You shouldn't change people. You should just listen to what they actually want. And people want content when they want it. Information needs to be there. Information needs to be free. I don't like the term, but that is how the internet works. And it would be stupid to try and stop it. So we try instead to see that as something positive and try to actually monetize on it. And the idea is that if we could do this, we could remove the big players. You wouldn't need maybe a newspaper anymore to publish your articles. You would publish them yourself. And if enough people would find them interesting, you would get paid for it. And you wouldn't force people to actually pay for it. You would just get money if they liked it. And we want to help all of the small people, the individuals that create something which is good, instead of helping the big companies. And if the big companies understand, they would also use a system like this. So we're trying to make micropayments for real. It's not just small payments of €1. You can actually pay 0.0001 euro in our system, but you never think about it. And usually I have like 20 slides, and everybody has 20 or 40 slides today, so I wanted to have as few slides as possible. And the idea was to have a screenshot here as well. But if you want to see Flattr, you could go to flattr.com and sign up for a beta invite. And I think this is the shortest speech of the whole next 10 session. So thank you.